Good morning, everybody. We have a mid-70s 165 Massey Ferguson diesel. This is a non-multi-power straight gear drive one. I picked up used, cheap, and power steering didn't work and the 3-point didn't work. And I fixed the power steering simply by adjusting this hydraulic feedback mechanism. If you can see, there's a threaded bolt. I don't know, it's not a good light here, but right down here there's a bolt, a backlash in this arm. If you get it just right, you get perfect steering. So if like a year, the guy couldn't for some reason figure it out, but he wasn't really a mechanic, so it's similar to power steering found in forklifts, and other machines like payloaders have the same thing, Caterpillar. But this is the Perkins motor, which I love. It's an excellent diesel motor, runs beautiful. It's an ex-Virginia Department of Transportation tractor, has a roller protection. Anyway, I said let me tear into it and see what we have. And this one doesn't have the multi-power, so it has 6-speed. A lot of guys don't like that multi-power, there's a lot of troubles with it, but I hear mixed reviews on it, so I'm not familiar with the multi-power. But this has the diff lock and remote hydraulics, like 3 of them. This is pretty good. But what's good about this tractor is the pump comes right out. You don't have to split it. You take the cover off, pull the PTO shaft out the back. Let me go around there and show you all my collection of weird stuff here. Okay, as you can see, the PTO, you just yank it out. I had to make like a slide hammer. I welded a pipe. Where is it? There it is. And just use the pipe slide, attach it with a bolt to go into the hole in the PTO shaft, and just popped it out, resealed it anyway. Once you take that out, you simply take the shaft. You have enough clearance, you take these 2 side pins out of the side. On both sides there's machine pins that support the pump, and you have enough clearance to pull the pump right out. Excellent. And there's not one metal flake in this whole transmission. I mean, I didn't see anything. It's clean as a whistle, and the gears are clean. For a state tractor, they probably really maintained it well. Also, another important thing on this tractor is when you remove the cover, before you remove the cover, see this circular deal here? This is your speed for the slow and fast. You have to pull it out like a nudnik. I didn't pull it out, and when I was yanking on the cover, it broke. Aluminum small, I'm going to TIG weld it, a little casting, because it's interference. You have to pull this out. For what I see guys do that know what they're doing, they can hinge the whole cover on that hinge back here. You don't even have to really take it off, but I took the whole cover apart and honed out the cylinder and cleaned it. Looked pretty good. But I got the pump apart, and let's take a look at the pump, because I wasn't going to put it back together without doing the pump. What we have here is actually the pump is in excellent condition considering the age, and you know, it's eccentric, really Scotch yoke design, I guess they'd call it. And the British really did some nice machine work here. The British, I have a JCB, which a lot of the British stuff I'm really impressed. This Scotch yoke comes off. I numbered everything to stay in order. These are actually the piston rings and pistons that do the pumping of the actual oil when the motor's running. They're small cast iron rings. You can see the end gap. I'm probably going to change all that. It's cheap, the kit. But the wear blocks and the bronze is extraordinarily excellent. Not much wear at all on the interior surfaces. There's probably only 0.003. That's the lip. See this lip on the edge? I'll show you. It's important to remember this, because this is the controller, eccentric. That goes on that one. That's the outer one. This faces in. I'll be careful and make sure you put everything back the way it came. But both of these blocks are in really good condition. The rings are worn. Probably, I'd say, it looks to me about 10 thousandths, 20 thousandths end gap when they're in the bore. And they go in these bores here. Now what's important to realize is, as this thing's pumping, there's check valves where, as you can see, look like small engine valves. It's in the seat. There's the lower one, probably high pressure. Won't let the oil go back. And the other one's an intake valve. Both valves are clean. Springs and seals look beautiful for its age. I mean, if I really was on a low budget, I probably could throw this thing right back together and not even really put anything in it. Maybe a few O-rings. This, I see sometimes you get bubbles in the oil and it doesn't have any power, as a relief valve. Somewhere around 25, 2700 PSI. Excuse me. You can see the spring is like cocked in the holder. I'm just going to change this because Murphy's Law, since I'm half Irish. I try to make friends with Murphy. Otherwise, you know what happens. This is, I'm going to change this. Probably not that much. In Pennsylvania here in the States, there's lots of companies that make all these parts. But I would caution people, there's a lot of these, I won't say Asian, but kits from other countries that the tolerances aren't really proper, and you might have some problems. So try to research who has the best kits. There's some kits for like 180 to rebuild the whole kit with the bronze and everything. I can't see it as possible and be quality. And there's other ones that go up to like 400, but you never know. I mean, some of this stuff is good. But I'm going to clean all these check valves out and probably just buff out the pistons and put new rings and seals. And I have the rest of it cleaning. I'll show you where I broke this piece. So unfortunately it cracked. This is the part that interferes for your dash pot, that lowers your, it's an eccentric on here, and that cracked here. And this is like die cast. I might be able to take it. That's your speed adjustment. So I'll take it apart and TIG weld that. But you just take these shafts. They have these quick couplers that come off, and the shafts come right out. Here's your pump controller unit getting cleaned up. Now there's some precise valving in here I'm going to just clean out. It looks very clean, but I'm going to clean it anyway in case a chip or junk foil in there, you know, it won't work. The only wear I noticed was on the end plates. I'll show you that now before I go. Because I'll do a follow-up on where's my machinist box? Oh, here it is. I'll put it in the light here. Now you can see, all right, let's see, the inner is where the eccentrics, the steel, hardened steel shaft with the eccentric cams on runs. It's worn just tiny. I mean, I'm going to polish it out with some 600 and clean it up, but very simple. I mean, I would try to rebuild it. To me, $600 and something for this pump, unless you had a catastrophic failure or it's like melted or burned, I wouldn't have a problem. I know the multi-power tractor, you have to split in half to get this pump out. There's an auxiliary pump on the back, and I guess it can't fit out. So I only bought this tractor because it didn't have multi-power, because everyone up here in the mountains told me there's a lot of mountainous terrain here. I guess like Scotland or somewhere. I know in England a lot of people redo these things, but they're not good in the hilly terrain. But that's pretty much it for now. I'll do a follow-up when I put it back together, and I'll try to help other people out. It's a lot of fun, and it's better than sitting watching video games all day like a lot of America is doing now. And you have a nice day, okay? Shalom.